And we are recording in 3, 2, 1, go.
Ever wonder how living with a chronic nope, that's not the line. Ever wonder how a chronic illness not only changes one life, but the whole family? I'm Danica the Diabetic, and here today, I'm with my older brother, Daryl. What up, Daryl? We're gonna interview him. I've never done this before. I've also never been on camera with these glasses. We were at the mall, Lenox Square, and we saw these and I was like, it's a vibe, so we got them. This kind of explains mine and my brother's relationship. My older brother, I'm always doing ridiculous things and sometimes he goes along with it.
I'm excited about the glasses more than anything. I don't know if you can you really see what this is? This is insane. So accept that. So this is where we're at. So let's work towards the rest of this interview here. So let's do this. I'm ready. I've never been interviewed before, so this is a big deal.
So let's rewind. Even my brother, my whole life, I think you were my first friend, but let's talk about like you knew me before I was Danica the Diabetic. What was that like?
You were a very happy, energetic, fun kid / sister. You've always been that way, a lot of energy, very adventurous, always wanting to get into something, whether it was my business, my toys, anything, my room, you always wanted to be part of everything. And I feel like that has spilled over into your adult life because you still want to be a part of everything no matter what it is. So yeah, that's been a very, very consistent trait when it comes to just you as a person, as a child, as a teen, as an adult. So yeah.
Okay. And knowing me from day one, did I have a sweet tooth? Like, I remember Halloween. I loved Halloween as a kid because you are not as sweet, like you don't like sweets? And I think I did. What do you recall about those times?
I was never, still am not a sweets person. My mother, our mother, you've met her.
Yeah.
Our mother is a sweets person and she loves the theatrics. She would, on a constant basis, try to encourage me to do Halloween trick-or-treating non-stop. That's what she really, really wanted me to do. You have a costume, go out, see 1,000 houses, get all the candy. I rarely even touched the candy. For many, many years, barely even touched the candy. Then along came Danica, who was basically a candy vacuum. And so she would get her whole pillowcase, like Santa's bag over her shoulder, her whole pillowcase full of candy. She would work her way through that. She would literally pour it all out. She would organize it into different segments of what she was going to eat next. In the meantime, I didn't care about my pillowcase, and she would be like, "Hey, let me get a few of those, please." She was so eager to go through and it took her a few years to realize I don't love candy, and she was just like, "Yeah, I get 2 pillowcases this year, 2 pillowcases." Loved it. So yeah, definitely a sweets connoisseur, if you will. Always loved it. So that's true right there.
Yeah, I still wish we could trick or treat so I could get your candy because that was a time. That was a vibe. Probably not as much for you, but I loved it. It. What did you think when you heard that I had diabetes? Like, what was your experience of that?
Well, when you were diagnosed with diabetes, I was not at the house. I was already in college. I was doing my college thing, doing homework and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do and eating pizza nonstop. So when I got the notification, the call from the parents, "Hey, your sister has diabetes," I knew next to nothing about it. So I didn't know how to react to it. It's kind of like, is this a big deal? Is my sister going to be dead in a week? I really didn't know because there's extremes. I really didn't know. I knew that my sister's a very, very resilient person and she's going to figure it out. She is a person that honestly loves a challenge. She loves to overcome it. So me being at a distance, I can't do much besides say, hey, I'm sorry. That's kind of the best that I could possibly do. But I just knew that she would take this bump and just keep rolling, pretty much.
It's so interesting. I haven't really thought about this, but yeah, I was diagnosed. I don't remember telling you. I don't really remember a lot because I was given a lot of information at the time, and I was just really like, I want to play basketball and I want to eat.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, girl, you got a whole different life.
You did not take it seriously whatsoever. You really didn't. You were like, oh, okay. Well, can I just wipe this off and do whatever I want? No.
Yeah, I think I was in denial for like 10 years, but...
You possibly still are, if we're being honest about this.
I've learned. I've grown. I've grown a little bit. But just...
Debatable.
Debatable.
I'd like for you to know, about 4 hours ago, we walked past a cookie company, and she bought a very large pizza-shaped chocolate chip cookie, ate it entirely in like 4 minutes. This is detrimental to her health, and she did not care. Okay, yeah. Am I lying?
This did happen, but it wasn't detrimental to my health.
This could kill her, but okay.
It can't kill you if you take insulin. Like, I'm not doing it every day. I probably hadn't had that cookie slice since I worked in the mall when I was a teenager. I haven't. That's why I was so excited. But that's the misinformation on diabetes. You can eat what you want. It's just moderation. And you'll feel a lot better, and it's a lot safer if you take your medication for it.
I don't feel like giant pieces of cookie in the middle of the mall is moderation, but let's move on. Fine. Okay.
I don't do that every day.
I don't know.
It's not an everyday thing.
What's the next question?
So what shifted your thoughts and thinking of, like, as a bigger brother? Because you've always been there, like, to clean up my messes or probably protect me a little bit or laugh. What shifted in that perspective after being like, oh, my sister's sick and it's like a long-term thing?
What shifted was, I don't see you that often, but I mainly see you on holidays. Yes, we do bump into each other here and there, but on holidays especially is when we do spend more time together. Being in situations to where we're in close quarters and I hear your phone or your pump or whatever go off, and you have to literally stop your sleep to get up, go to the kitchen, drink orange juice, apple juice, eat whatever. This is a 24/7 job, 25/8 to be honest with you. It's nonstop. When I'm comfortable trying to get some sleep, you have a little thing that buzzes saying, hey, you're not okay. You need to stop whatever you're doing and cater towards your body. That's very, very like intense. And I'm seeing it firsthand is just a lot to intake, because I don't have to do that, but you do. You can't just ignore that. When I have things that bother me, I can ignore them and just keep doing whatever. But you have to tend to them, otherwise you'll have very, very serious problems. So that's a life-changing situation that you go through, I want to say on a daily basis, but that's an hourly basis.
Yeah.
So that's kind of I didn't know how intense it was. And that's, the more I learn about diabetes, the more that you teach me, the more I realize this is very, very crazy what you have to go through. Not daily again, hourly.
Yeah,
So,
it's minutely. Like it's every second.
It really is. Especially when you eat giant pieces of chocolate cake in the middle of the mall.
You've watched my journey from the start, from afar. And then let's like rewind a little bit to the first memory of you having, like, seeing me as a diabetic. Because when I was diagnosed in January. Pretty sure you were at school. Mm-hmm. I don't know the next time I saw it. I wasn't keeping that timeline. But coming home, I know our family changed a lot. What do you remember your first like trip home or trip with us?
It was three things. One, the diet changed. There was constantly snacks and all sorts of things. Like you had to have the snacks all over the place just in case you needed them. Two, it was the constant, the insulin. This was X amount of years ago, but insulin that you needed on a regular basis in the refrigerator. I'm reaching for condiments and ketchup and stuff. And so that was kind of different to see in the refrigerator, but it's necessary. The third one, which was a major one, was our dad had to wake up in the middle of the night every single night to make sure she had the proper dosage. And that was truly a crazy thing because he would set his alarm. I think it was 3 a.m.
Yeah, he got up at 3 and checked my blood sugar every night.
It was 3 a.m. every single night to check her blood sugar, and if she needed insulin, he would literally give her insulin in the middle of the night just so she could keep sleeping. He did this every single night. And then, this is a little side story that's kind of way out here. So he would do this every night. When he would wake up, our dog would also wake up because he's up walking around the house, and the dog got used to that. So once Danica was able to handle herself doing those things, because this started way back when she was like a teenager, once that was all taken care of, the dog was still used to waking up at 3 in the morning. So he didn't have to take care of her, but still wake up at 3 a.m. just to take the dog out because the dog was used to it. Shout out to my dad, our dad, who was a absolute superhero who was willing to do this. He did this for so many years with absolutely zero complaints. That's real. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. So
Dad did it, and then Mom would step in sometimes, but there was times where I needed like a whole spread. Mom would make like a whole meal. I guess he would go and wake her, I don't know. Or she would, I don't know. I just remember all of a sudden like food's being shoved in my mouth, but it's like good food. Yeah. Not like, here's some cheese and crackers. It's like, no, here's a sandwich, here's a salad, whatever. Like, it's just like whatever I needed. It was everything.
They really did it. That's crazy.
And that was like before the tech was there. And because I didn't get my continuous glucose monitor until I was after grad school, after my first time in grad school. Yeah. So I was mid-20s, early 20s in Chicago. Like, it was different. Mm-hmm. It was different. So that's wild to think about. I didn't even think about the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog was great.
That was for the record, that was Tiara.
Yeah.
She was waking up at 3, and then she would still wake up at 3 every single night. My dad would still have to take her out.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with diabetes at that point, but he was just still walking her at 3 a.m. every night.
All right. So in the past 18 years that I've been living with diabetes, how have you seen me grow and adapt, and how have you also seen some probably areas of improvement?
Well, I mean, you are a very, very driven person. One of the things you hate the most is slowing down.
Yeah. Where
many people would see diabetes as a mountain to climb, a stumbling block, you saw it as a challenge that you refuse to slow down for. And that's admirable because you just kept going through it. You did not want to change any aspects of your life. You were like, oh, diabetes? Okay, cool. Can I still play basketball? Well, you can, but you're gonna have to make some adjustments. You're like, but why? I want to keep doing what I want to do. So you went head first into it, and you still to this very, very day, you keep rolling with it. You're like, when I'm willing to bet that when you tell people I have diabetes, they're like, really? Wow, that's kind of crazy. And you, what? Wow, that's a lot. And you're like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I understand it, and I'm honestly in a position to teach more people about it to help them because I figured this out, and I want other people to figure it out. There's a lot of misinformation, but I feel like you have the accurate information and you're trying to display that to a lot of people, which is a very, very admirable thing that you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I dove in as much as I needed to because I was like, I got my life to live. Was I perfect? No. Am I still perfect? Absolutely not. But it's been a bridge. It's been a bridge. I've definitely had to grow up a bit. I'm still growing, learning as much as I can. but it just opened different doors. And then just thinking of our family, I think it's brought us probably closer, because we have conversations about health. We have conversations about just life. You guys, every time I go to visit you or Daisha, they're like, do you need anything? Like, I think you need juice. Like,
that's true. That's true. For the record, she's here in Atlanta with me for the weekend, and the first thing I was like, do you need any sort of juice? Do you need some fruit snacks? How can I help you? So yeah, absolutely, because I want you to be okay. I want you to be comfortable. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I think my list was just ridiculous. I was like, I need some biscuits and gravy, some fried okra, fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, it was biscuits and gravy immediately. She was like, maybe apple juice, maybe orange juice, but biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, see, moderation. It's moderation. I don't get that stuff. I don't make it. I don't do that. It's like a rare treat for me.
I don't know how conducive biscuits and gravy is to diabetes, but okay. And for the record, we had biscuits and gravy. There it is.
Yeah, we had biscuits and gravy, and I was happy. Like, that's one of my things about being back in the South. Like, it's something I want. It had nothing to do with my diabetes, but food is my love language, and food is a source of management for diabetes. So as a candy lover, as a food lover, like, this disease has definitely given me a different perspective on food, and I capitalize on it a lot.
I'm trying to cover up the fact that she just had a giant plate of biscuits and gravy, but okay, go ahead.
As my older brother, how do you balance being protective and versus allowing me to handle things?
It's actually not hard, because you're like I said, you're very, very driven, and you're not going to let anything stop you. You don't need my help. I can't recall you ever reaching out to me saying, hey, I need help. You have made the big brother position very, very easily, because you don't need anything from me. On occasion, you do want to hang out. That's cool, like right now, but you don't really need help, because you do your own thing. Like I said, you're very, very driven. So that's really kind of a non-issue, honestly, because I mean, if anything, I'm here to encourage you. I was there in New York for the marathon to cheer you on. So that was great to see you accomplish an incredible feat, even though it almost killed you. But you still accomplished it. It was still good. So, but no, you don't need me. No, you're good.
I always need you. No. It might be for something ridiculous.
That's actually true. That's actually true.
Yeah, and you brought up the marathon. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Me and my mother ran the New York Marathon, the 2024 New York Marathon, and I'm not a runner. I can run now, apparently, but I want to hear like your take on that, because we've never done anything like that. We've never fundraised for diabetes. Moms and I have never done anything jointly for like advocacy. Yeah. And this would turn into like a family project. So I'd love to kind of hear that experience for you.
It was incredibly inspiring to see you and Mom get together. And this was not a week or a few weeks or a month conquest. This was several months that you guys have been training for this. There was a very, very small percentage of me that was just like, I hope this goes well. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. But majority of me was like, they're going to easily do this. It doesn't even rain, shine, snow, hopefully not snow, falling apart, which is, I think both of you did a little bit. I had full confidence that you guys were going to complete this goal, and you did. And it was so amazing that I was there to be there when you actually finished it. So I loved that for both of you, and you did it for diabetes research, which was just cherry on top of the cake. This was amazing for you guys. I was super excited. I was glad to be a part of it. Now, will I be running? Absolutely not.
I think you could do it.
I appreciate that you think that I could.
So in New York, was that your first time being around so many diabetics? We had several like events. I don't know if you've ever been to anything where it's that many diabetics that you know. That's
difficult, because you're acting like these are like hidden like superheroes. Like, I don't know how many are in the room, so I really can't answer that. I guess that's my first time being that many confirmed diabetics. The question's weird. Because I don't walk into a crowd saying, "Hey, are you wait, you're all diabetic? No, that's not the way I approach it. But I will say that is my first time being around that many diabetics who accomplished an incredible feat. And it's not even the running. It's the months of training, the months of building their mental state up, of fundraising. It was the culmination of an incredible venture that several very, very talented people have completed. And that was a very, very good feeling. The minute you got in that room, you could tell. Everybody was tired, everybody was limping, but they were super excited that they finished this race. And that was really, really cool to be a part of. Everybody said hi to you. You had to introduce us to everybody else, but that was really, really cool to actually be there and just like, yeah, just so you guys know, I'm Danica's brother. I didn't run, but I was here. You want to say hi to her? You can say hi to me. No, okay, say hi to her. But I was here for it. That's really cool. I saw her. I took a picture with her. Yeah, so it's cool. That's kind of what it was like. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Was there any part of this that was frustrating? Coming back home and our whole family dynamic kind of changing and just different priorities. I know you were like more of an adult than I was, but was anything frustrating, or is anything frustrating now with having someone like me living with diabetes in the family?
The only frustration I truly have is the inability to help you with this. There's nothing I can do. I remember this was last Christmas. Last Christmas, you were up in the middle of the night, probably 3, 4 in the morning, just gummies and apple juice and stuff like that. And you were just sitting at the table by yourself. I got up and walked over, and it's just like, hey, there's nothing I can do besides sit at a table while you're sleepy, while you're miserable. There's nothing I can just keep you company at best, which is still feels very, very helpless. But that's all I really have. So that's the frustration, is that I can't do more to help you through this besides just being in the room with you. And that's it.
Yeah.
So.
No, I feel that. There is nothing. And it's like, I hate when people like kind of ask. It's like, really nothing. Like, if you want to like give me your pancreas, I would take that, but it'd make your life a little hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they do pancreas removal surgeries, but I mean, we can look into it.
Okay.
I'm not even using mine that much these days, so.
So, what has been your biggest worry when it comes to me living with diabetes?
You live on the other side of the country. I live in Atlanta, where we are right now. Shout out. And you live in San Diego. When you just don't answer your phone for X amount of time, we have no choice but to assume the worst. And that's harsh. It's just like, well, I guess that's it. We're going to have to plan a funeral. Like, no. But I mean, that's where the mind goes, and that's rough. That's rough. Because most people, it's just like, oh, well, maybe they're busy, their phone's out of service, or maybe their phone's dead. It's just like, well, Danica just might, it's kind of dark. But that's what we worry about, because you have more challenges than most people. But that thought is 50-50 with Danica's resilient. She knows what she's doing. She is a bit of a crazy person, but she's gonna handle what needs to be handled, and she knows how to do this. She literally has a cheat sheet to know how to operate and work with this. And she's actually trying to share that cheat sheet with everybody else, but she knows what she's doing. She's still here. See her?
I've made it this far, at least.
Yeah.
See? Proof.
Made it.
Proof. Okay. You're funny. So
You've known me for a long time.
I know, but I haven't
Yeah,
always
this is us first meeting, by the way.
Well, it's different. You're my brother. I don't always pay attention.
Whose fault is that?
I'm paying attention to my diabetes.
These glasses are huge.
I know, I like them though. Like, it's just like windshield wiper.
Yeah, it's true.
For life. As you know, my diabetes management has changed, and our technology just in our century has changed rapidly.
You know what? No, this is a very simple answer, actually. What I said recently was Dad had to wake up and administer insulin into your bloodstream through a needle middle of the night. You were still asleep during this, which is insane to me. I can't imagine having a needle poke me while I'm asleep and you slept through it. That is how we had to do it 15 years ago. Now, your phone just buzzes saying, hey, you need to pay attention to this. This is a problem. That is leaps and bounds from where we were all those years ago. So this is incredible to actually see this kind of technology that you can have. And I've seen you with this technology. I've seen you play volleyball. I've seen you swim. I've seen you do all sorts of things with just the technology that you actually have, which is mind-boggling to me. You can literally have a giant cookie that she had today, and her phone is like, hey, you shouldn't have had that cookie. Technology. It's really, really good though. It's impressive.
Okay. Did you know that I can give myself insulin through my cell phone?
I did not know that. Is that true?
Yeah, that's how I do it.
That's insane. Okay, Dad used to have to put a shot in you and just guess. That's insane. For real?
Yeah, just back in here. Like if I was gonna go eat something, I would just bolus for it.
Mind-boggling. That's incredible. That's honestly incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
then keep that charged up, because sometimes your phone gets low and it's like, what are we doing? That's your lifeline right there. That's crazy.
Yeah. So biotech is super, super, super fast, and diabetes has been at the forefront of that. So it's been super wild to see how my profession turned into like my lifeline. And I don't even work in diabetes full time, I'm just in health. And it's just crazy to see how this stuff happens, like the research, the science behind it. I know you've heard all my dream jobs, they change probably weekly.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think
they really do.
One point, my longest landing one was probably like a whale dentist. Yeah.
And there's a surprising lack in those right now, so.
Yeah, I could have done that.
You could probably get in there if you wanted to right now.
I did change for a long time to be a regular dentist.
Which is smaller teeth, but okay.
Yeah, whale dentistry would have worked, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do whale diabetes. I'm sure some whales got it.
That's insane.
It's
give me a guesstimation on the size of the pump a whale would need. Please use your hands and show me the size of the pump. No, it's the size. How big is that?
They probably need a lot more.
Gesture with your hands how the size of the pump would. Yeah.
Probably bigger.
Okay.
They're really big animals.
They are.
But
that's insane.
I'll figure it out, I'll figure it out.
All right.
Going back to my diagnosis.
Yes.
Is there any advice that you would tell a younger Danica if you were able to talk to her?
Younger Danica didn't need advice. Younger Danica only needed to know that we were still here and we were always going to be here. We weren't going to give up. We weren't going to give frustration. We were going to be as accommodating as we possibly could to give you the best life that we could offer, because we didn't know a lot, but we were going to try to figure it out with you. So don't be frustrated with us, because we were never frustrated with you. It was uncharted waters that we were venturing into, but we wanted to make sure you were okay and that you could still do everything you wanted to do, from basketball to softball to cheerleading to just anything. So, yeah.
Okay.
She didn't need advice. She just needed to know that she still had a team behind her.
That's true, I do. Mm-hmm. This just popped in my head, but we live across the country from each other. Do you see people with devices and know what they are? I'm like, oh, my sister's got that. Or have you made any connections?
Probably at least once a week.
Wow.
At least once a week I will see, it's not something people are proud of. So you don't want to be like, hey, I see that. So it's just like, I see it, I notice what it is. There are the occasions to where I am in a conversation to say, hey, what type are you? Because I have a sister that's going through the same thing, and I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, because I've seen your pumps on a regular basis, so I'm kind of conditioned to understand what that is. Mm-hmm. And it's cool to see people that they have diabetes, but they're still out living their lives, still doing. They don't take it as a just sit at home and give up.
Yeah.
Which is something you've never done. You do so much more. You do more than you need to do, to be honest with you. But it's cool to see other people out in the wild still living their lives, not letting it being a hindrance, treating it the same way you do as a challenge. So.
No, I love that. I always wonder because I see it all the time and it's so exciting. I'm like, oh, like,
yeah.
like a passage, like a rite of passage, like, oh, you're the diabetes club. But not everybody thinks like that. And like, I have to kind of take a step back sometimes and not be overly excited, overly like, oh, community.
Yeah.
Because people aren't always looking for community. I embrace it, but I know I always haven't embraced it. Because I remember mom and dad tried to send me like camp and I was like, absolutely not. Like, it was just one of those, I know how to stay alive, I know how to manage my stuff, like, let me go about my business. And I was like that for a long time.
Gotcha.
So why do you think it's important to celebrate living with something, to acknowledge it? Like, it's Diabetes Month, Diabetes Awareness Month. Why do you think it's important, not just for me as a diabetic, but for my community, my family, and beyond, to celebrate?
It should be recognized as an accomplishment because it's not even a daily challenge. It's an hourly, minute challenge that you are still here, still functioning, still doing as much as we are. As much as we do, people without diabetes on a daily basis, you do the same, but with another extra added challenge. So I think it should be celebrated. I think it's an amazing feat that people without diabetes will never understand. We will never understand what you go through on a minute basis. So it's an incredible feat that should be celebrated, like just outright, yeah.
Okay. I don't know, I think I'm right along with that. I love to celebrate. I have learned that people celebrate differently, and like my anniversary, I love it. I'm all about parties, I'm all about bringing people together, having a good time. But some people are very frustrated with their diabetes, and I might have my anniversary plate and I'm like, oh, give me some cake, let me celebrate, let me get some fruit, whatever I want. Other people are like, let me smash this plate. Let me smash diabetes. Like, it's been rough. And I have moments of those, but I don't always stop and dwell on it. But I think when it comes to celebrating, it's just a perspective. But as a family member, as someone, let's say someone's out here listening and they have an older brother, like they're a brother to someone or a sibling with someone, I think getting involved can go a long way. Because now, like, you and my sister know a lot. You know how to support me, you know how to do this. You probably always haven't. But because I didn't know how to tell you to support me, I didn't know. But we've grown as a family in doing that, and even into adulthood, you guys are still doing that. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty cool. All right. Ooh, I don't know. You know, I wrote this, I don't like it. So I'm gonna, like, I really don't like it. So what advice, actually no, we're gonna go off the rails. You ready for this, Cyril?
I don't think I am.
I have like a series of quick little questions. I'm testing your knowledge about me. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
All right, what type of diabetes do I have?
I'm gonna go and say, I wanna say type 6, but I'm gonna go with my better instinct of saying type 1.
Okay.
Is that close?
Yes, I have type 1. There's more than one type of diabetes.
Yes.
I'll drop them all here so you guys can get to know them. We'll go into that in a different episode, but
Drop them.
there are multiple types.
Yes.
And it's complicated. It's too much to tell you now. All right, and another question. Do I need insulin all the time or just sometimes?
What do you consider all the time?
Like, constantly do I need insulin? Your body is always making it.
I'm gonna say no. I think you, from hearing your phone buzz, you need it sometimes, not all it's not constantly pumping, right?
Incorrect-ish.
What?
Okay, so you need insulin.
Yes.
And insulin's always fluctuating. When you have diabetes, you're like acting like a pancreas. My body's not doing it on its own, so it's not releasing insulin when I need it, or when it's seeing that there's a change, or when something hits the bloodstream. It's not constantly doing it. So out here on the outside, my pump gives me X amount every hour, and it'll titrate it throughout the hour. And then the buzzing you feel is corrections I need. Hey, I'm really out of whack, or I'm doing this, or she ate, or she's rising because of stress. She needs more insulin. So the hourly basal, it's constantly given to me every hour, just slowly throughout that hour. Sometimes it's one sweep, sometimes it's not. Just depends on your settings.
Got you.
And then It's correction based.
So you constantly need it.
I constantly need it.
I was wrong.
Yep.
I was educated.
Okay. And then, is it important to check my blood sugar or not?
It's very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
You passed.
Of course.
I was just wondering, some people don't know, like, I get hyped up, and I'm like, do you know what diabetes I have? And they're like,
You know,
no.
honestly, I would be interested, and this is way off the rails. I'd be interested in getting a pump like yours, but it's filled with barbecue sauce that I could constantly just have. Barbecue sauce is so good. You
Barbecue
could switch
sauce pump?
barbecue. You could do ketchup. You could just go wherever you wanted. Honey mustard. I love this. Yeah.
This all goes into your bloodstream. It doesn't, like, it goes into your body. It doesn't go in your
I know
mouth.
what I'm asking for.
Well, you know what? I think you can get that.
Who do I talk to?
I don't know. Why don't you get one of those hats that they have at, like, old baseball games where like you have 2 different cans and you can just have different flavors?
Absolutely.
Just do that with your condiments.
I'll do that too. I want both.
Just wear these glasses while you're doing it.
I will. These glasses are crazy.
All right. Thanks so much for coming and chatting with me.
Yes.
This is Highs and Hellos. I bring in the goods, the bads, the people, real talk about living with diabetes. So happy to have my older brother here because he doesn't have diabetes. I think if it was one of the 2 of us who would survive the most, it'd probably be me if we're diabetic.
Accurate.
But I hope this hits some people. I hope this inspires you. I hope you talk to your siblings if you don't have diabetes. I mean, if you do have diabetes and have a sibling, reach out to them. Let them know what's going on. Like, you guys, depending on when you're diagnosed, you might have had a very different relationship. You might have just thrown a ball back and forth, but now they might show up differently in your life. So that's something I recommend. You don't have to do it alone. If you want to, go ahead, but it's a little easier when you have some support.
Absolutely. Follow Danica the Diabetic.
Yep, Danica the Diabetic on all platforms. If you see me in real life, come be that person. Like, oh my gosh, you have an insulin pump. I have an insulin pump. Or you have a CGM. Like, I want to hear about it. I want to hear your stories. I want to connect. I like meeting real people, and let's do it. Let's live in this diabetes world together.
Also follow The Darylicious and DJ Party McFly. Let's go!
Yes, let's get some beats. Why don't you go live right now?
I could.
We need to cut into that.
We didn't discuss the cutting.
You don't discuss.
We can we'll
You just
we'll do that in post. We'll edit that.
You want me to DJ?
Absolutely.
Got this. Ready?
Okay. No, cut. No. This is
I was gonna push the boom button.
You're gonna ruin everything.
I'm not gonna ruin it.
You're gonna ruin everything.
You guys, I have a song coming out. Be ready.
None of this is true. None of this is true.
It is coming.
Thank you guys for watching. This has been an incredible experience. Be good.